Hello and welcome back. We are doing a replay here of just some ranked grind. I thought this was a very interesting way to play out a hand where I have two hand traps I want to get rid of and not use the wishes. So we'll go ahead and get started with the sage per usual, and then you have a choice, right? You do the spirit or the maiden first. Either or, we're going to try to set up our blue eyes with maiden on field play. So we'll just spirit. We already have Maz in hand, so it's like a tricky hand to play out, right? So we'll use the Maz, send our first copy of Blue Eyes, then go ahead and Spirit on back the Blue Eyes. Maiden comes out. Now here, we do have the luxury of going for True Light because we have the Drill Beam in hand and it's live. So, you know, we can mess around a little bit per se, depending on what they're trying to go for. Okay, Wishes. Get this Blue Eyes here for the fusion. Now we've got targeting protection, and we were able to resolve the wishes. So we've got our two hand traps we wanted to keep with still our Majesty set up, and which is just a single pop. And then we'll need to turn on this drill beam. So not terrible, but you know, could be a little bit better. We'll go over the one misplay I did have in this game. So we are going to go ahead and bring out our Blue Eyes. Maiden come out as well. Now our drill beam is live. So if they're starting with Magic Circle, I'm totally fine with letting that resolve and stopping what they search if they hit something good. They don't. They hit a Soul Servant, and it's terrible. They set up a Mahad, which is just like, I mean, I guess, but none of my monsters are dark, so I don't know what that's really doing here. Maybe he thinks it's like a dragon prevention here. So what's interesting, we do hit their prologue, which is kind of nice. So they might have another copy here. But needless to say, this is the first misplay, right? I realized what I did instantly. So because you have this spirit and you didn't use it, you'll always use your maiden on field if you can, right? Baron is your first action. That insulates you from any effects. So we make it. Second play, I guess. Whatever. Now we'll go ahead and make our Tyrant. And this was interesting, right? We did choose to use our second copy of Tyrant just to quickly make it. That's, you know, one way you can play around traps, but I don't know. I figured we're not going to make that second one anyways, so let's go ahead and just quickly turn the Blue Eyes we already have on field into the Tyrant. The Baron is still our Omni Negate right before we turn our Drill Beam back online. Okay, so now we're going to have Baron pop. We'll let this go, right, because Tyrant's just going to run over whatever they bring back. So now they do use their second copy of Prologue, which is noteworthy, not necessarily for the Prologue's, you know, effect on resolution to summon Buster Dragon. That's totally fine. What we are most concerned with is this memories, right? Because this is what's going to fusion summon the Buster Blader. So we're just going to hold Baron for that. Alright. So they're going to go ahead and get their Buster Dragon. Oop. All of our things are dragons. Just join the club, Baron. Alright. So now Blue Eyes is coming out, and now we're going to make them pay for their Anima Zones here. So I, instead of playing the third copy of Spirit, do choose to go for the Anima. And I think it's quite nice. I mean, your opponents do have to play into it a little bit, but you can also nib and then take the token. So this is going to be exact lethal once we clear their board, which is pretty mean. And they, of course, could choose, right? I think this was like a bait. Maybe they were hoping I would try to use my Baron to stop that, but no, that's not happening. So they let it go, and GG's. All right. Peace out.